आपको क्या लगता है एक नेगेटिव कैरेक्टर में इतना इमोशन लाना, इतना दर्द लेके आना कितना डिफिकल्ट था आपके लिए? हाउ चैलेंजिंग दैट रोल?
वेदा वाज चैलेंजिंग ऑफ कोर्स. आपने कहा कि जो आप बोल रहे हैं दैट मीन्स एक्चुअली इट्स समथिंग दैट वी continuously heard now for I think 1 year कि content is king. Content is king. We need to see films with good content. और मेरा मानना है कि a good film that entertains you will not fail. That's my belief. और we are in a post-pandemic time. तो काफ़ी films, almost all the films which have released post-pandemic are films that were created and made and actioned pre-pandemic. और pandemic का जो phase रहा है, that has been a phase of introspection. हम सभी ने अपनी जो priorities हैं उसको introspect किया है. We've all evolved. Things have changed. जो मैं था pre-pandemic और जो मैं आज हूँ, I'm not the same. So everything is evolving. और films that have released, they are being received with new eyes. So it is a very good time for us क्योंकि अब it looks, feels like things have become a bit more equal. People have become a bit more real. They want real. They've been exposed to cinema from across the world. So it is a time, ये हमारा time है to introspect ourselves as filmmakers and recalibrate. क्योंकि audience का जो feedback है, that is helping us to get better. It is going to help us to recalibrate. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, we got a certain kind of feedback, so people started making those kind of films. Now we are getting a certain kind of feedback, and now films are going to start evolving and changing, and audience is going to get what they desire because they are making they're expressing wholeheartedly. So it's a very very interesting time. It's a very good time. हमें हमारा ये मौका है एक to recalibrate and make better films. So yeah, Vedha is a bad guy. लेकिन वो बहुत ही सेंसिटिव है. इज़ अ वेरी सेंसिटिव कैरेक्टर. और जो पाथ उन्होंने चूज़ किया है, दैट इज़ अ चोजन पाथ. सो आई एम वेरी हैप्पी दैट दिस कैरेक्टर वॉज रिटन विथ सच सेंसिटिविटी. एक एक्शन एंटरटेनर के बीच में टू राइट अ कैरेक्टर लाइक दिस, टू गिव इट that sensitivity, and it's just amazing the way it's written. The hero of this film really is other writers, and which is why I really believe in this film, because it is purely इस film का जो content है, जो script थी, it is the script that drew me to this film. कि ये लिखा कैसे है इन लोगों ने. मैं आज भी shocked रह जाता हूँ when I see the whole film. I've seen the film so many times now. लेकिन every single time जब भी मैंने ये film देखी है start to end, I am still discovering, अरे अच्छा ये है, ये वो है, अच्छा. So the puzzle is never ending in my head. ऐसी कहानी लिखना, I have not seen a puzzle written like this in my life. So I am extremely in full gratitude and so happy कि मुझे ये मौका मिला to work in a film where the writing is inspiring you every second, every moment. It is a joy. It has been a joy to be a part of this film. Thanks to Pushkar sir and Gayathri ma'am. It's been absolutely incredible.
Changes आया. तो क्या changes अभी?
उस पर तो हम बाद में भी कर सकते हैं बात. Personal changes are the usual ones that we all have gone through, I think. I have realigned myself. अपनी जो प्रायोरिटीज़ जो थी और जो आज हैं उनमें डिफरेंसेस हैं. एक हायर पर्पस इज़ वेरी इम्पॉर्टेंट. ये जो दुकान खोल के बैठना टू एक्ट, मेक फिल्म्स, मेक मनी, एक्ट, डू फिल्म्स, मेक मनी, आज लगता है कि वो काम इम्पॉर्टेंट है लेकिन काफ़ी नहीं. वी हैव टू डू मोर फॉर ईच अदर, वी हैव टू डू मोर as human beings. So differences तो हैं, बहुत सारी हैं. These are some of them.
Oh, very well said. Really well said.
Thank you.
आज के दौर में हमारे पास मोबाइल पे हर तरह की कहीं से भी कोई भी फिल्म हम देख सकते हैं. इस दौर में रीमेक बनाना कितना चैलेंजिंग रहा आप तीनों के लिए?
Actually, I'll tell you what. There was a play which I worked on very long back when I was in college. Vijay Sethupathi ka play tha, Sakaram Binder. Okay. I'm sure everybody over here would have seen at least 10 different performances of a Vijay Sethupathi play. It's the same text. Or take a Shakespeare play. It has been staged, Hamlet has been staged 2000 times around the world. But when new actors come in, when a new setup comes in, you interpret the text differently. So वही script है, वही text है, but the setup will make you interpret the whole idea in a certain way. And for us, primarily, it was the actors playing Vikram or Vedha.
Actually,
So-
the excitement for us to make the film again was a different set of actors, and if you see the trailer and the film actually, what Hrithik and Saif have bought into, so we are like, this looks like a completely different film. I mean, it's the same film, but it's still yet so different.
I think that is the key thing for us. Since we started making films, there have always been these remake offers, and we have said no to every one of them, with big stars, with big concepts and all that. But when this thing was in the process, when the remake was in the process, we decided to do it with this one idea. How do we take the same text and when new actors come in, how does the magic happen? That process was actually very, very, very joyful for us.
Actually, we had like long script discussions with HR, so and Saif also. So like those discussions actually helped us discover who this Veda is. I mean, that process itself
And
was
at
very
the essence of it,
exciting.
I think cinema is about characters. Storytelling is about characters. Characters facing a certain problem. Now, the problem is defined by the text, by the script. But how the character handles the problem, the nuances are brought by the actor. That is the greatness of cinema as an art form. No? So we strongly believe in that. It's always a collaborative process. It's not
It's
the
not like an
auteur-driven
auteur
theory of the director says do this and it will happen. We collaborate with our actors, we collaborate with our chief technicians, our DOP, our editor, our music director. So all that, every collaboration brings that one magic. No, that's the excitement of doing this.
आपने ओरिजिनल देखी है और
हाँ.
किस तरह से रहा आपका उनसे एकदम मदद करने का अनुभव?
कोशिश मैंने की नहीं टू मेक इट डिफरेंट. मेकिंग इट डिफरेंट is not something that should come deliberately. It cannot be a plan. कि उन्होंने ये किया है, उन्होंने वैसा किया तो I will do like this. जहाँ आपकी planning, ऐसी planning अगर आ गई है अंदर, that means you are not operating from a honest space. Because हम लोग as individuals, every individual is already different to each other. एक मेरी जो individuality है, if I am just honest to that, it will look different no matter who else has done that part or so we all need to just access ourselves. If you access yourself and create, it will be individualistic, it will be you, it will be different than anybody else. So that is all we had to do, and I think somewhere we have I have seen us on the set, I have seen us all on the set, and ऐसा एक बार भी नहीं हुआ कि as directors Pushkar sir or Gayathri ma'am were like no but it was like this so we should have we should do it like that, or there was nothing hovering on top. We were creating, not even recreating, we were creating. तो एक creative process जो है, creative collaboration जो है, that was constant. We were facing problems that you would face if you would make a film for the first time. कि ये action beat है तो what shall we do? We used to sit down. करें क्या? और मतलब it's a comedy also कि किया हुआ तो है, कर लो ना वही. But वो mind में आया ही नहीं. We were just really enjoying the process of creating.
एक बार सवाल मेरा आपसे है कि जहाँ पे हमारी हिंदी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री है वो रियलिस्टिक सिनेमा की तरफ ज़्यादा मुड़ रही है, तो इस दौर में हमारी फिल्म्स में हीरोइज्म की कितनी ज़रूरत है?
देखिए, heroism should be born out of the actions that the character does. We have gotten used to heroism as एक mold है. अगर आप ऐसे दिख सकते हो, ऐसे चल सकते हो, ऐसे eyebrows को tension में लाके feel that weight, ऐसे मुड़ सकते हो, ऐसे कपड़े छाती अगर फाड़ सकते हो, biceps अगर दिखा सकते हो, तो आप हीरो हो. वो चीज़ मेरे ख्याल से is going to spread a little bit more thin. मतलब वो अभी it is dissipating. It will not go away. Because उन सब चीज़ों के साथ भी you can look real. If you are able to merge the mold with the real, you can there is a merge. एक sweet spot है that you can, by really focusing, applying yourself, you can merge it. मेरी कोशिश इसमें वो रही है to try and merge it, because I am very aware कि मेरे सामने जो एक्टर हैं is an actor that I have admired for over a decade now. For me, Saif is one of the most brilliant actors that we have. और उनका जो तरीका है of acting, it is not starry. It is very real, and this is the time of real cinema. So I was very aware कि मेरे सामने जो आदमी जो खड़ा है, in my last 22 years of my career, I have not felt this kind of क्या बोलते हैं, थोड़ा displacement हुआ मेरा कि I have to be very very careful because we're working with an actor who is so goddamn real. उनमें एक आउंस ऑफ वो जो फेक नोट होता है वो है ही नहीं. सो जहाँ दूसरे एक्टर ने थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा किया, गए काम से. सो ही वॉज देयर, ही वॉज एनहेंसिंग माई परफॉर्मेंस. सो आई एम फुल ऑफ ग्रैटिट्यूड टू सैफ फॉर बीइंग द काइंड ऑफ एक्टर ही इज़, क्योंकि उनकी वजह से माई परफॉर्मेंस वॉज हाइटेंड कंटिन्यूसली. सो आई एम थैंकफुल फॉर दैट.
ठीक है, विक्रम वेधा को माधवन और विजय के साथ हम लोग देख चुके हैं, तो ऋतिक और सैफ के साथ करना कितना चैलेंजिंग या इजी रहा था उसको रीमेक करना? और
आई थिंक इट्स as Hrithik said before, it is not recreating. It is making the film based on a script which we have. So every process goes that. Every scene, we'll rehearse the scene, then staging hoga, then shot by shot lenge. So the process is not about we did that shot in that film. So how are we doing that shot now? That wasn't the process. This is what the scene requires. इसके लिए ये location में shoot करेंगे, and how are we going to capture the scene? And I guess with Hrithik and Saif also, that is the process. This is the text. हम इसको कैसे deliver करेंगे? So that process only we follow.
And what HR was telling earlier. So, I mean, both of them dug deep into themselves, and they brought in the Vikram and Vedha from their soul. I mean, so a lot of their personality is there in the character. I think that actually, there is one certain intensity, one emotion which he's played with. So that is part of his persona, and so that I think makes
great characters come from that. When an actor marries the character written on paper, that's when you get a great performance.
ऋतिक, आपकी जो लास्ट फिल्म थी वॉर, बॉक्स ऑफिस पे धमाका किया है, बहुत सारे रिकॉर्ड्स रहे हैं उसके नाम पे. सो व्हाट अबाउट विक्रम वेधा? आप कितने श्योर हैं, नर्वस हैं, एक्साइटेड हैं इसके कलेक्शन को लेके?
Honestly, collections के बारे में I'm not, I can't foretell. But I can say that I'm very happy. मैं बहुत खुश हूँ क्योंकि in my life I will be very very proud always कि मुझे I got an opportunity of doing a film like Vikram Vedha. A film, a script that was written like this. I'm going to think about this film many more days के लिए now, even after the release. क्योंकि I'm still in shock that how have they written this script. I really want to do, if I could find the time, I would want to do a case study on this film. कि लिखा कैसे, कहाँ start किया था, ये ऐसे beats कहाँ से कैसे लेकर आए हो. I really need to sit and chat and ask you, like, just tie you down and really get to the bottom of it. It's
yeah,
very
hi
special.
Hrithik. The trailer is looking awesome, you know. When it comes to dance moves and action, no one can match your step, we believe. I would like to know, you know, what exactly went in, because at this phase of your life, how challenging was to do all those action scenes. If you can just elaborate a bit.
Oh, I was pampered. I was pampered a lot. And actually, I have not thanked you personally, but thank you for bearing with me for all the action sequences, for making it possible for me to even, you know, do all those things comfortably. But yeah, this was something that I'm a little embarrassed about, because you know, yeah, it took me time. It took me time to be able to do the action in this film, because after a very long time, you know, it's hand to hand. So it's very interesting. It's the kind of action I love. Lekin with all my injuries, it took me a long time to prep. So first 2 shots, I think, of the day were always planned without me. ये तो लेटी आएगा अभी क्या हो रहा होगा, अभी elbow हो रहा होगा, नहीं maybe ankle हो रहा होगा अभी. He should be here after the ankle is done, after the
He's just being too modest and too sweet. I mean, there is a certain grace, like a simple running shot, or like one certain grace. I mean, I don't know. I think it feels like a stallion, or I mean, it's just like you look at it on screen, it just looks magical. So yeah, I'm sorry, I disagree with you.
हाय रीति, मैं ये जानना चाहती हूँ कि 22 साल से हम आपको देख रहे हैं, आपकी हर फिल्म में आप अलग नज़र आते हैं. कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस ऑन दैट.
Thank you.
आप अपने फिटनेस के लिए क्या करते हैं, और अब भी जैसे इन्होंने सवाल किया ही था, डांस के लिए अब क्या चैलेंजेस है और कितने आप उस पर एफर्ट्स लेते हो. डांसर्स भी आपके एफर्ट लेते. कभी कभी लगता है कि शायद आपके डांस में कोई कोरियोग्राफर है ही नहीं. इट्स ऑल डन बाय यू.
है, बिल्कुल है.
We had Ganesh Hegde.
Ganesh Hegde, I think this is the 4th time that I've worked with him, I think. He's absolutely amazing. उस गाने को लेके जो उसका जो एसेंस है और जो मूड था, उसे कोरियोग्राफी में एक्सप्रेस करना was not so easy. And he managed, he just, you know, upped it completely. Absolutely amazing. Fitness के बारे में I'm aspiring to be the fittest I've ever been in my life. Dance के बारे में I'm aspiring to be a better dancer next year than I am this year. So I'm always hoping that some miracle will happen and I will keep getting better. But that is my aspiration, or I am heading towards that. So every day is a challenge, is a new challenge, and इसके चलते I actually take up roles where I will be expected to do those things. क्योंकि जब demon जो monster है, जो challenge है, वो जब सामने आता है ना, तो चीज़ें खुद ब खुद हो जाती हैं. So I have to purposely bring the demon in front of me. So I will sign a film like Vikram Vedha and put myself in that spot so that I manifest it.
How far have you been content with the way your career has been shaped up?
Oh, I'm very content. Absolutely. मुझ जैसे एक्टर को इतना मिलना, you know, to have had such great opportunities, to have been just I don't know what it was, but I think timing was such that even when I started off and I look at my work, my past work, and I cringe. और मुझे समझ में नहीं आता कि how was this received with so much love. So I really have to be full of gratitude. अब जाके 22 years के बाद अब जाके somewhere मुझे लग रहा है कि I have started to be able to do some true acting. That too, not in the entire film, but in bits and spurts. There is a flight that I have experienced, and I'm enjoying it. I'm getting more and more comfortable, and that journey has started. It's begun. So I'm hoping to do a lot better work than I've ever done in my life.
But you regret any of your performances?
Regret?
Or
No.
disappointed with your own performance?
No. Disappointments पे अगर आप रुक गए तो then there is no fun. Disappointment के next step में feedback है. Feedback के next step में growth है. So every time you fail, you keep taking those steps, and you keep learning. So the more mistakes you make, the more you learn. How exciting!
Hi Hrithik. I would like to ask you, like, after seeing the original Vikram Vedha, Vijay Sethupathi has done a brilliant job. How much responsible did you feel as an actor? How much responsible did you feel as an actor after watching him? And
No. I felt my responsibility as an actor was and is and always will be to satisfy my directors. If my directors on set are satisfied, और कभी-कभी मैं शक में रहा हूँ कि यार ये शॉट दिया है, ओके तो बोल दिया, लेकिन खुश हैं कि नहीं. So I used to keep searching in Pushkar sir's eyes and Gayathri ma'am's eyes, constantly searching कि are they happy or not? Are they happy? So my aim is that. My aim is always that. Which is why I always want to do films with directors who I look up to, from whom I can learn, and that is something that I will. That's a rule of mine that I will not change. जहाँ पर मुझे लगा कि इस पिक्चर के सेट पे I know the maximum, मैं तो गया.
Yeah, and whom do you take feedback from, from your family? How have your sons reacted to the film? Or
I take feedback from my sons a lot.
Okay.
क्योंकि उनमें एक गेज है उनमें जो बहुत ही incredible है. मेरे ख्याल से growing up watching all kinds of cinema, देख के they have refined a certain perspective.
Okay.
I feel that perspective is the future.
Okay.
So when they watch, like when I show them my old films, they're like, what's going on? Why are the other people in the market singing the same song as you are? How do they know the words? So they have not been sensitized to that, which is good. Because they will make progressive, if they want to make films, they will make progressive stuff.
Yeah.
So it is, I take my feedback from them a lot.
Okay.
A lot. Yeah.
Are they showing interest in, coming into acting or something?
No, they are exploring. They're exploring. And I want them to explore as much as they...
I would like to ask you, Pushkar and Gayathri, how do you solve the creative differences between you all when you're working together?
Actually, we have a very, simple process. Usually, we grew up together from college, so we don't have major opposing views. It's hardly ever. And if at all there is one thing, say he likes option A and option B, instead of convincing each other that B is better and A is better, we just choose an option C. Because there is the, inherent trust, as in, okay, if it's not working for one person, then there must be something which is lacking in this decision, so we go for an option C. So.
No, it's absolutely amazing. It's like two bodies but one mind. On set, I have some magic. I can't explain it. As I said, you should write a book. I don't know what you should write the book on. On marriage or how to make films. Both of you all are
how
great.
To be married and write make films.
Or that, the third book. How to be married and make a film together. Amazing.
ऋतिक सर, मैं आपसे जानना चाहूँगा, सुपर 30 के बाद दूसरी बार आप इसमें नॉर्थ इंडियन एक्सेंट में आपने बात की है, आपके डायलॉग्स हैं, तो उस लैंग्वेज में आप कितना आप कंफर्ट खुद को फील करते हैं, एंड और कौन कौन सी लैंग्वेजेस आप जानते हैं?
और कौन कौन से लैंग्वेजेस मैं जानता हूँ? इंग्लिश, हिंदी, बस वो दोनों भी आई एम ट्राइंग टू गेट बेटर एट. या इस फिल्म में जो एक्सेंट था, सुपर 30 के बाद व्हेन आई सॉ द फिल्म अगेन, उसमें द फर्स्ट 2-3 scenes that we shot, I realized that my comfort with my language needs to be even greater. So in this, we rehearsed for a long time. With my dialect coach and my acting coach, we sat and we did a lot of practice. And how to maintain the accent and yet bring the feelings. That's a normal job of an actor. ऐसा नहीं कि मैंने कुछ great किया है. This is my job. But it took me time. It is not. I'm not very fluent with language. तो मुझे वक्त लगता है मुझे, and I give myself that time. आपको क्या लगा आफ्टर ट्रेलर? थैंक यू
जी. एक और सवाल रहेगा कि दशहरा आ रहा है, उसमें कहीं ना कहीं रावण को जला के बुराई को ख़त्म करने का प्रतीक दिखाते हैं. तो इस दशहरे में अगर चांस मिलता है आपको, तो अपने पर्सनालिटी में क्या चीज़, अपनी पर्सनालिटी या अपने अंदर की क्या चीज़ दहन करना चाहेंगे?
मुझे नहीं लगता कि हमारे अंदर कोई भी किसी भी टाइप का डेविल या रावण है. आई थिंक वी आर ऑल एक्चुअली एट द कोर, वी आर ऑल एक्चुअली द सेम, एंड वी आर प्योर, वी आर वंडरफुल ब्राइट लाइट इनसाइड. और प्रोसेस जो है, दैट इज़ ओनली अबाउट removing the layers that we have put on to protect ourselves. The more layers you remove, and you go deeper into being your authentic self, you will shine brighter and brighter and brighter. So I think Dasera is a great opportunity for us to not kill the Ravan, but to shed off more of those layers that we have built up around us, thinking that अगर किसी ने जान लिया कि मैं अंदर कैसा हूँ, तो people will like me less or love me less. We have to let go of that now, post pandemic. This should be the mantra.
ऋतिक सर, जब आपको इस फिल्म की स्क्रिप्ट सुनाई होगी या आपके किरदार के बारे में बताया होगा, और आप कह रहे हैं कि आपने ओरिजिनल फिल्म देखी है, तो उस वक्त आपके मन में क्या भावनाएं थी, और जब फिल्म पूरी हुई उसके बाद में भी आपने वो फिल्म देखी, तो तब क्या भावनाएं थी? क्या आपके मन में कुछ कैरेक्टर के लेकर कंपैरिजन तो होनी ही है, तो क्या आपके मन में भावनाएं थी?
बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस हैं इसमें. पहला क्या, फर्स्ट यू आस्क्ड व्हाट? हाँ, सो
बिफोर द शूटिंग एंड आफ्टर.
तो पिक्चर एक्चुअली जो ओरिजिनल फिल्म थी, उसे मैंने एक ट्रायल शो में, आई सॉ द फिल्म फर्स्ट. तो वो देखने के बाद मैंने एक्सप्रेस किया कि आई वुड लव टू डू दिस फिल्म. और ये है आई थिंक अबाउट 3-4 years ago when I saw the film and I really loved the film. I said, अरे यार, I would love to do this film because the writing is so amazing. उसके बाद पता नहीं कैसे कहाँ से घुमा के दिस स्क्रिप्ट केम टू माई टीम, एंड फ्रॉम देयर आई सेड, ओ दैट फिल्म, ऑफ कोर्स आई वांट टू डू इट. एंड देन वी मेट, एंड देन दैट वाज हिस्ट्री, द रेस्ट इज हिस्ट्री. अभी जब मैं देखता हूँ तो आई फील जॉब वेल डन. जिस एम से हमने शुरुआत की थी, we have achieved that, is what I feel.
Hi Hrithik, you were talking about fitness just now, but in the recent times, mental fitness has also gained a lot of importance. So how do you manage your physical health and mental health?
So I do a lot of meditation. In fact, मेरे पास एक वीडियो है which maybe I will now occurred to me कि मैंने अपने आप को शूट किया था because वेदा के हर शॉट के पहले I used to be in my van and I used to go into a deep state of meditation. सिर्फ इसीलिए because I'm as a person I'm a little restless. I'm a restless by nature. और वेदा का जो काम है, जो composure है that I wanted to bring in, for that I had to meditate a lot. और उस दौरान I realized that my state, my being was so relaxed even in other aspects. Outside the set, at my home, I was a lot calmer, I was a lot more happier, more content. So meditation is something that has helped me a lot to keep myself in a stable state. So I would say meditate, and I'll stop at that because that is, I think, the right solution for any kind of chaos in the mind.
My question is to all of you, starting with Hrithik ji. Post-pandemic, two most discussed points are, one is impact of OTT in Bollywood, second is impact of South Indian cinema in Bollywood. So what's your take on these 2 points? These are the two most discussed points, I think.
First of all, Yara, I don't make differentiation in South Indian cinema and North Indian. It is the Indian film industry. So that for me, I look at it like this. And your question was what again?
OTT, impact of OTT in...
It's great. It's absolutely incredible. Our audience should be exposed to all kinds of cinema. Their taste should get better and better. Our films which are not coming up to that level should fail. वो failure से, थप्पड़ से, things will change. के उठो, कुछ सोचो, do something that is going to now cater to this new audience, to this new minds, new eyes, new perspective. If their taste does not change, our films will not change. And I feel our films need to change. So everything is going on point. It is absolutely perfect, jo ho raha hai.
Hi Hrithik, this is Neeti Roy from Filmy Beat.
Hi.
Sir, 22 years and 25 films. This is your 25th film. If you look back, how would you like to define your process of choosing scripts? And can you please share with us your two characters or 2 films you are most proud of?
I don't have a process here. Mine is very instinctive. I do films that I can't say no to. Simple. जिस पिक्चर के लिए मैं ना नहीं बोल सकता हूँ, वो पिक्चर मैं करता हूँ. जहाँ मैं बैठ के सोचने लग गया कि करूँ कि नहीं करूँ, I will not do it. The film that I can't say no. I just have to do it. That's the film I do. And sorry, your question you had actually asked for all of us. We didn't get a chance to hear.
But actually, I mean, we agree with this. I mean,
same
we also
point.
think of this.
I also
think of
think
it the
so,
same.
yeah.
I mean,
it's actually a good thing.
Indian film industry.
Yeah,
and OTT is like new content, more challenging content is always good. Up the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pushkar, Gayathri, आप दोनों से direct सवाल है.
Completely about the 2 main characters of film you're proud of.
That is impossible. It is impossible. But I can say this, that I found a change in my work. क्या बोलते हैं? Pre-Kaabil and post-Kaabil. So Kaabil से जो journey, जो एक काबिल के पहले there was one एक मोड़ था, उस मोड़ को मैंने navigate अच्छे से किया. And I think my work has become better since then. So there's a pre-Kaabil me as an actor that I'm not very fond of, unfortunately. Still like him. It's nice. Did his best. But post-Kaabil, with Kaabil, I think I started enjoying a little bit. So that's.
My next question is from both.
पुष्कर आप लोगों से एक सवाल है मेरा।
अच्छा इनको
एक सवाल है मेरा। आपने विजय तेंदुलकर की बात की। सॉरी आई कांट एक्सप्रेस माय।
Yeah, please, ma'am.
आपने विजय तेंदुलकर की बात की। मेरा ये सवाल आपसे ये है कि जो गोडसे हैं उनको अपना राष्ट्रवाद प्रूव करने के लिए इतने साल लग गए और अभी भी उन पे एलिगेशन लगते हैं। तो जब आप ये स्क्रिप्ट लिख रहे थे तो वेदा के कैरेक्टर को जस्टिफाई करने में आप लोगों को कितना
Not the same comparison, but characters can be written, lives cannot be lived. So we can manipulate the character when you're writing it, but a real person's life is very, very different.
So hi, this is Shubhajit from IWM Bus. First of all, congratulations and best wishes for Vikram Vedha. My question is to you, Hrithik sir. I really want to ask, you just mentioned right now that, before Kaabil you were a different actor, and after Kaabil you kind of realized, your true potential in some way or the other, and kind of went on to become a better version of yourself. What was that, first of all, the first part of my question is, what was that changing factor or that deciding factor in Kaabil which made you feel ki, I can actually get better? And over the years, whenever you have chosen a project, sir, how do you deconstruct yourself after a project is done in order to kind of realize that, ye drawback tha, this is something I need to work in my next project?
उसकी तो लिस्ट है। I just take one at a time. I just go down the list. ये ड्रॉबैक, फिर वो ड्रॉबैक, फिर वो ड्रॉबैक, कर करके काफ़ी it gives me a lot to do. What was the factor that made me want to get better? I just got tired of seeing my shots looking like, the same. I knew how to face the camera. I knew how to. There was a fallback. There was a meter. There was one model that I was following, and I could see it. I could see it in my work. I could see that I'm getting repetitive. So after I think Mohenjo-daro, I sat down and I said that I can't work in isolation like this anymore. क्योंकि अगर in isolation में रहा तो मेरा जो काम है जो बाहर आएगा वो वही होगा जो मैंने लास्ट किया है या उसके पहले किया है. And I wanted a change, so I found myself an acting coach. और मैंने उनसे कहा कि please watch all my films. मेरी अगली फिल्म में if I make any single expression that is similar to what I have done, you will point that out to me and I will go back and redo it. So ये मेरा एक रूल था and उससे I think a lot of new things emerged. So that was how Kaabil happened. तो बड़ा slow process था. I don't think I needed that because I don't think I'm a natural actor. But I know the craft. I know the craft because of watching actors and being an assistant to my father, being born in the film industry, surrounded by cinema. I know the DNA of a hero. So there's but I was missing the flight. I was missing the abandon of an actor. So I got myself help and I think I did better after that.
Absolutely you did, sir. Thank you.
Hi Hrithik, Shraddha here.
Hi.
So जिस तरीके से आपने पहले कहा कि इस बार एक्शन एंड ऑल सब सीन्स आपने किए हैं आफ्टर अ लॉन्ग टाइम, सो आपसे जानना चाहेंगे कि आपने आपका किरदार निभाया है तो व्हाट वाज द बेस्ट पार्ट विच यू एंजॉयड, एंड अगर आपको फिर से अगर मौका मिलता है तो आप फिर से वो चीज़ करना चाहेंगे?
फिर से ये करना बहुत ही मुश्किल होने वाला है क्योंकि फिर से ऐसी स्क्रिप्ट, ऐसी राइटिंग, ऐसे डायरेक्टर्स मिलना आई थिंक बहुत मुश्किल होगा. Best part of being Vedha was being a part of this writing, this screenplay, this film. That was the best part. Vedha is a very interesting character. बहुत challenging था, but every time I was doing something, I was seeing it in context to the rest of the film. तो मैंने ये फिल्म की है क्योंकि इसमें मेरा जो पार्ट है, इट इज़ अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट इन अ माइंड ब्लोइंग फिल्म. सो दैट इज़ हाउ आई लुक एट इट. this is an incredible movie to be in which I'm doing a very special part. But it's a part, you know. That's what I've enjoyed being an actor in this film, if that makes any sense. As an actor, I was doing my part. You know, in the painting, this is one shade that exists in the painting. It's not the painting.
Hi Hrithik, this is Seema. Do you think it's an advantage of having the same director who did the original and who makes it in Hindi? Do you think that there's an advantage there?
I don't know. I just think it's an advantage that I'm working with these particular directors. That is the advantage. So to me, it doesn't matter if, if you had told me that Pushkar sir and Gayathri ma'am are the directors of this film, but they have not made the original. Knowing my experience with them, I would have hands down chosen them over anybody else who had made the original. So that is my experience. Yeah.
Secondly, we discussed OTT and South cinema just now, about the impact it has had on Hindi film industry. Have you become more conscious on how you're selecting scripts now and be very careful of what you will do next?
I've always reacted to scripts very instinctively. So my reaction to a script is very, very instinctive. I don't do a film. I only do films when I can't say no. So there's no thinking in that. So when I sign a film, I don't think. It's instinctive. But I'm very happy that our audience is now exposed to cinema from all over the world on OTT. So you know, when you're exposed to better, then that's what you'll ask for. You know, give me that. And so, as I said, this is a time for us all as filmmakers to recalibrate and you know, find out what it is that they will love now.
I have a question each for Hrithik and for Pushkar Gayathri. First, you know, I still remember the premiere of Na Tum Jano Na Hum happened in Pune, where you worked with Saif for the first time.
Oh yeah.
How have you seen the difference in Saif as an actor from then to now? I mean, obviously he was a senior actor to you, then he still remains a senior actor to you. But how has he changed as a performer?
Well, I don't think I have the ability to judge that. But I do know that Saif has always been a very real actor. He's always been real. And he's never you know, tried to be someone he's not. And that was happening at a time when all the rest of the actors were trying to be the hero, trying to, you know, have that the swag or whatever you call it. Everybody wanted to be the hero. Saif was just himself. So I know from my own experience now that this is the first time in 22 years of my career that I felt this pull, you know, to safeguard myself. I felt this instinctive pull that I have to be very, very real in this film, because I'm opposite an actor who is one of the most real actors that I have seen in our cinema. And I have been a huge Saif fan for the past decade. I think he's one of the most real actors that we have. The earnestness, the sincerity that he has is very, very rare. So being opposite him in this was heightening my performance, making me better, because I was feeling that pull, you know, towards being more real, because one little mistake by me where I've tried to be a little extra, gone. I'll be caught.
You made the film in Tamil first. when you wanted to do the film in Hindi, did you want to make any change, or how did you approach it? You know, sometimes you think, okay, I could have made it this way, or
No, actually, our thing was there is a certain plot to the story, right? And the way the plot unfolds was written in a specific way. Whatever little changes have been done doesn't touch that. It's more for localizing it to a certain place and
So
whatever.
culturally rooting it a little more than.
So that was important to us. We actually spent a lot of time in Lucknow during the prep. This was in 2019 actually. And as you all know, the best way to access a place is through the food. So we went and ate in every one of Lucknow's famous eateries, saw the people and looked through places. So the idea is you identify a specific place where you want to set a scene. Now whether you shoot it over there or you put a set and shoot it, doesn't matter. But where that happens, creates a dynamic. So these were the things which we worked on.
Kind of capture the ethos of the place, the spirit of the place. No, that was actually important to us.
So in terms of color
those changes
also, I mean, when shooting in Chennai in a certain place versus routing it in Lucknow, our whole color palette changed. I mean, like it became completely different from the browns and greys which we had used over there. Because Lucknow as a city is very, very colorful. So it would have been an injustice to the place to try to make it all look browns. So these kind of things, I think those are things which we spent a lot of time thinking, and when we spoke to Hrithik for the first time setting it in Lucknow, he got very excited by that fact that the story happens between Kanpur and Lucknow. That I think brings a whole new side to the story also.
Right. Hi, Hrithik, Pushkar, Gayathri ma'am, Bhavna from India Today. Firstly, I have to congratulate you for the trailer. I mean, of course, we all had huge expectations, and I think you all have met that with the trailer for sure. My question is first to Hrithik, actually. You know, one of the most fascinating things that you said as an actor was that in a painting, you're just playing a part. I mean, you don't hear superstars say that very often. At least I haven't heard, maybe people do say that. But I want to understand, where did that security, because that also comes from a place where I feel that you're very secure as an actor. Also, the shift that I've seen is that now people are more open to just playing characters rather than the definition of hero has changed in films. For you as an actor, what do you seek when you're looking at a script, and where did that shift come where you are like, okay, I'm going to only look at my part in the film and not try to be the hero of the film?
Because I am a student of cinema. I look up to cinema. I want to make better cinema. It is not selfish. You can't make something better, and if it's not greater than you. Cinema, my movie, is greater than me. And I am a worker, I am the laborer, I am the collaborator to find ways to do that, to lift that. If that's not the purpose, and if your purpose is to fill up your own tank, I think that time is only gone now. The moment you start thinking that you should be the most important, that I don't think it will be even possible now. So, but I've always been like that, because I don't think I'm secure as an actor. I'm secure as a human being. As a human being, I know we're all going to die. I'm not saying that in a negative way, but it's a very important fact that you're here. It's a journey. What are you going to do about it? I think. I have felt my best when I am in a community that is serving a higher purpose. So I keep finding that community, finding that community to get together and do something. May not even be films, could be a social cause or whatever. But getting together to build something is how human beings have evolved, how the world has evolved. That's how airplanes get made, That's how things, somebody has made rubber, somebody has made a steel wheel and they get attached and you have a tire. So somebody is learning about air travel, air and physics, and someone's learning about iron, and they're mixing the two and mixing whatever. Hundreds of those kinds of things come together to make an airplane. I mean, I could go on and it'll be very abstract talk, so I'll shut up now. But that's what I mean to say, that trying to do something that's greater than yourself. I think that's the security.
Hi, Hrithik sir. I have actually, and all three of you, I've watched the original, and what is beautiful about this film is that the lines between black and white is merged. It's blurred. Because of social conditioning, we are always taught that we have a black side and a white side in us. We have failures and successes, but we often tend to hide the black side. You've been, they say that you're the last superstar that we've ever had, and it's a proud thing for us because we've grown up watching your films. Has it ever happened? Has it ever happened to you where you've seen successes and failures in your life, which you say that have made you to be the person that you are? But has it ever happened where you've been taught or you've been conditioned to hide that, and that has affected you? That not talk about the failures, not talk about what has gone wrong, or have you just learned from it? How has your perception towards success and failure changed over the years as a superstar especially?
So, I mean, I'll just say this in the shortest possible way, because we could go on and on for hours on this topic. But I think the difference that I was talking about pre-Kaabil and post is just this: I was hiding a lot of myself because I was afraid. I was afraid of all the shortcomings and all the failings that I could see in myself as a human being. So I used to hide that, and post with Kaabil, I've started being more of myself. So that habit, I think, is somewhere cultivated in your childhood. When you're not been able to, you've not been able to express yourself fully, and you've been forced to express yourself in a different way because that's more accepted, and so you think that's how you grow up with that. But yeah, it's the unraveling of that is making me a better actor. So yeah, that's how I'll answer that. Otherwise, I can go on and on and on.
Also, I want to ask one question to the directors, because today we live in an age and stage where thankfully there are no lines. The lines between languages, the lines between industries have been blurred, thankfully. I've always said this to actors, I'm saying it to you guys also, because you guys have made a wonderful film, which is the original version. Today directors, artists are not segregated as a Tamil filmmaker or a Bengali filmmaker or a Hindi filmmaker. When you go online, you see that it's an Indian artist who primarily makes films in these languages. How do you take that change as an artist, as a person who's creating a form of art? How important is it to have this shift in people's mind and the paradigm shift that is happening that has been happening in the industry and the country at large?
Let's look at it this way, how do you get your film out to the maximum number of people? Certain films demand a certain audience. Certain other films have legs to go further than that audience, which you can naturally cater to, which you can easily cater to. So when that comes into play, then Vikram Vedha, the Tamil version, we did it in 2017. When we announced the Hindi version of it, there was a whole bunch of people who went and watched that, because Hrithik is now in Vikram Vedha. So that is the question of reach. So all those people who would have never ever seen Vikram Vedha, our script, I'm not saying the film, will now do it because there is Hrithik in it, there is Saif in it, and it's produced by all these big names. And so from a very personal point of view, it is that, hey, and we write very slowly. I mean, so it takes us years to write something. So something which we have written now, a lot more people will see it, is a happy space. I mean, that's...
Yeah, and I think the collaboration has been like one beautiful journey. I mean, making the film in Hindi with HR, and that has been a beautiful journey. No, because every time, like from our initial discussions, I keep seeing like our worldview and HR's worldview are very similar, like what he was saying earlier about, you know, like there are no bad people, like, you know, there's nothing inherently bad. You just have some cloaks, and if you keep removing, so those base fundamentals actually, we seem to have a lot of common ground in that. And I think that has actually helped in the film also. I mean, like how he looks at Veda and how he's interpreting it. So I think that journey has been really beautiful, you know, from discussion to shoot to, and like, I mean, multiple discussions have happened. So that has been very nourishing and a beautiful process, actually.
You got the essence of Veda, I think, basically because we wrote it with a certain philosophy in mind, which is very close to the philosophy of your life. I
am stuck at you got the essence of Veda. I still don't know if I've done right or wrong. Thank you for saying something.
There's another similarity which we don't like is that you said you are slow in writing. He takes 3 years to write a film. So I hope that doesn't happen from now onwards.
Hi, my name is Komal. I'm from PTI. Hrithik, my first question is to you. Oh, sorry.
There was a fly, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Your last movie was a blockbuster hit. Your upcoming movies, I mean, including in Vikram Vedha, Krish 4, there will be a Fighter and War 2. You will be doing action a lot. You know, given the age that you are, I mean, no offense to that, but how careful you have been, you know, in doing these action sequences specifically, you know? I mean, do you make sure that certain things probably you might be able to do it or something of that sort?
So yeah, that is I think somewhere that is a thought in my head that the injuries that I've had, they are getting enhanced because, you know, overuse, overtime, and it's been a quite some time that I've been abusing the body in that manner for the sake of action. So yes, I have become more careful, if that's the question. But my aspiration is to do better than what I did last year. As an actor, as somebody who wants to do action and somebody who likes to dance, I want to actually do better, and I think it's possible. Let's see.
Alright. Next question is to the directors, you know. You have made Vikram Vedha and you're making it again. Was it more of a, you know, a business decision or a creative one? Because remakes are often considered as a safe bet.
Actually, definitely not a business decision, you know, because I think we spent.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a business decision, we could have done 2 films in this. Yeah. No, for us, somewhere, and it took us a lot of time to actually say we will be involved in the remake. And this was before we started even figuring out how is the project going to be mounted and all that. When our original producer, Sashikan from Why Not, told us that there is a plan of making this in Hindi, and by contract we have right of first refusal and all that. It took us a lot of time to get back to him to say, yes, we will do it. Because we needed to find an in on what is it that is going to excite us to do the film again. And once we found that in, then we were convinced, okay, this is going to be our next film as such. But we spent 6-8 months making that decision.
Yeah. And once you make it, then there's no going back. I mean, then you try all best possible resources to get that done as best as you can.
Hi, this is Parul. My question is for Hrithik. So mostly in Bollywood, we don't see 2 big stars starring in a film together too often. And the ones who usually do say that, you know, they're really secure as actors and people. So would you say you have the same reasoning and the same thought process behind multi-lead films?
You know, my first instinct is to say, yeah, it just makes your work so much easier and better. You know, you get to see more. So I don't think an actor should be opposed. I would love doing an ensemble. You know, more the merrier. Because working in that, you know, in equations where you're not standing by yourself, but you have to relate and give and take with other important, as important or more important characters in the same film, really is your access points to growth. Working with more actors that intimately, like I did in Z and MD, like I did in War, Now, with Saif, it really pushes you to be better because, you know, you're seeing wonderful acting in front of you, and for me, it was an incredible experience. For me, every time I've done a two-hero film or an ensemble, it's been way better fun for me.
Hi, good afternoon, Hrithik. Good afternoon, sir and madam. My question is to the two of you. Like, I know the film's just a few days away, and considering you have two extremely versatile actors who could perform any kind of role, did it ever occur to swap the two? Like, say, Hrithik plays Vikram and Saif plays Vedha, because it's possible.
Actually,
and I would like Hrithik sir's take on it as well.
One thing.
I'm just going to say that after looking at what Saif has done, I could have not done that. Impossible.
No, one thing is, see, I mean, you can see that he's like this really sweet guy, and he comes as his menace. That was the fun part for us. I mean, like, and that level of acting competence. I mean, because that grain of evil is somewhere. I mean, nowhere near Hrithik. So that.
So there's this thing in casting where there are only two things: you cast with the grain or you cast against the grain. That's the only way casting directors look at casting, right? So in this was casting against the grain for both actually. Both Hrithik and Saif, the characters which they are playing are in the way they are presented is very much against their grain. So I think that brings one sense of reality because you are trying to, as an actor, you're trying to figure out what makes that person tick. You don't have pre-made answers on, I'm very close to that character, so I know how that character responds and all that. It is every beat you will have to figure out how that character works. So I think for us in this time around, we got extremely lucky in two people who invested all that time in trying to figure out how that works.
And one big thing for multi-starrer or two people to work with, both of them need to be generous. I mean, if they get petty, then actually our lives will become miserable. And the film will also get. So that generosity and that largeness in people, no, that is very important for two actors to work actually.
ऋतिक, लास्ट फिल्म आपकी 2019 में आई थी वॉर एंड सुपर 30, तो अब ये तो हाउ डू यू यूटिलाइज द फेज बिटवीन प्रोजेक्ट्स? मतलब आप खुद को इम्प्रोवाइज करते हैं या स्क्रिप्ट से काम करते हैं या देखते हैं कि क्या सही था क्या गलत, या हाउ डू यूटिलाइज?
I live live just like you do. For 2 years I didn't think about many things. World was in a crazy state. Back of my mind I knew someday I have to get up and start to work again. So I was looking for my next project, and then somehow Vikram Vedha manifested. ये एक ऐसी film है that I wanted to do back in 2018 when I had seen the film. Or 17 was it?
17.
I saw it in 2017 and I really wanted to do this film, and somehow it came circled its way to me, and when I realized that this is a possibility, I just jumped on it.
In fact, this was actually a little after the film release. We were in Delhi for some festivity of my cousin's thing, and you called.
Actually it was kind of surreal. Like.
So my cousin and his wife were over there,
right
and
after I saw the film.
And hi, this is Hrithik Roshan. I was like, what?
Some crank call.
So my sister-in-law, my cousin's wife, she went ballistic. It's Hrithik Roshan speaking to you guys. So it started there and then just wound back all the way.
Amazing.
Hi Hrithik, Pushkar and Gayathri, this is Madhuri here. My question is to you two. There is always this discussion that whenever filmmakers, when they work with big stars, it often gets challenging for them to, maintain a perfect balance between the commercial viability and the, superstardom of that actor and the core essence of the film, the core essence of the concept. Did you face something like that for Vikram Vedha?
Okay, let me put it this way. No? So when we wrote the script, we were at that phase where we were saying we need to find that balance between what entertains and tell a good story. And it is not an impossible task. Somewhere or the other, we have all seen films which really entertained us but told a hard-hitting story. So the whole process, why it took us all that time, was multiple drafts of trying to find that balance. So inherently, Vikram Vedha has these moments which work really well as a theatrical experience, which will entertain you. There are slow motion shots, there's action, there's swag, there's attitude. All those things are part of the story itself. It is essential to the story. So these are not things which are tacked on to make it into the event film kind of thing. These are things which, if you notice carefully, every one of those moments have a meaning. Why is that person walking in slow motion? There is a purpose for that to happen. We just luckily found an idea which kind of lent itself to this. So in that way, no, there was no pressure from any quarter over here to make the film in a certain way. I think we all worked towards doing what was right for the script.
See, and another thing is you kind of, so you create this world, and if your actors, your crew, entire crew, if you can bring them into the world, then whatever they contribute will just better the world. Now that's when it gets collaborative. So like any little thought from Hrithik or Saif or like, so it will be within that world. Within that world, it will just enhance it. So, so if you, I mean, so I think those long discussions before you go into shoot, that prep, that you kind of everybody gets into that same whatever, like a spaceship or a world. Then
yeah,
everything.
This is something which we were extremely kicked about. So before the first day of shoot, I think it was just 1 day before or 2 days before the shoot, Hrithik called us over and we had one little chat where Hrithik basically told us, treat me like a new actor. Forget about all this thing around me. But for you guys, I'm like a new actor. Whatever you want me to do, I will do. And this is Hrithik Roshan saying that. This is a superstar who is saying that. I mean, that kind of collaborative trust he had in the whole project. And through the whole thing, both Hrithik and Saif and all our other actors, nobody ever did anything for their image. It was always about the character. I mean, whenever Hrithik speaks about a scene or a moment or something like that, he's always looking at it as Veda. It is never about anything else which comes into it. And similarly with Saif. Saif was looking at it purely as Vikram. What will Vikram do? There was no question of what would Hrithik do over here or what would Saif do over here. Which for us was just mind-blowing. I mean, like, you do not expect that, but it actually happened. So, like, 2 days into the shoot, me and Gayathri looked at each other and like, we were like, this is perfect.
Gold. It's like gold.
This is gold. So,
gold, yeah.
So when that kind of collaboration happens, I think things work.
Pushkar and Gayathri, I would like to know how did you come about casting Hrithik in the role, and which were his earlier films that you watched and they kind of helped you form an opinion that he's one of the finest actors working in Indian cinema today?
How do you know they have that opinion? Putting words in their mouth.
We know.
No, we do really think.
No, that wasn't. I'm not trying to make you say it now. Please don't. Carry on.
No, actually, the whole process was we needed to find a balance between Vikram and Vedha. So, I mean, you guys will know that many lists were made of who could play what and how would these combinations work and all that. But that was purely from a business side of it and all that. But when it finally came down to who's going to play it, when the script got sent to Hrithik, we were waiting with bated breath to see if, like, this was the Hindi script which was sent to him. which was set in Lucknow and Kanpur and which had that accent, and it was sent to Hrithik, and when Hrithik got back, it was just like, yes, he's on board. But not immediately. I mean, then we sat through 4-5 days of going through each scene and all that, and it just went a step further. Then when we started thinking about what kind of looks to have and all that, that process just became so fruitful, because I think from the first time we met him, Hrithik was very clear that he likes the idea of a collaborative process. And we come from a very similar background, where with actors, our chief technicians and all that, we don't believe in that one theory of directors being auteurs who control everything kinds. I think movies can't be made like that anymore. So we come from a similar school of thought. So I think we hit it off right at the beginning itself. And absolutely. So was it with Saif. Like the first conversation with Saif, we knew, okay, this guy is going to just kill it in this character kinds.
What is amazing is that every single suggestion that I may have made, or if it came from Saif, every suggestion was welcomed, it was respected, it was thought about, deliberated, gave it time, and then decided what to do with it. But just that process, that your suggestion is welcome and it's important, is it builds such a fantastic environment on the set कि हम सब equals हैं. If you have a thought, you have a right to say it, and we will all look at it, we'll respect it and take it from there. So that was, of course, that has to come from the directors of the film on the set, because they lead. And well, thank you for being such incredible leaders on a film set. Really, this has been one of my most incredible experiences.
So has it been for us? I mean,
hi Hrithik, Aditi here from E-Times. You know, so films these days are created for a pan-India appeal now, while many films. So, you know, with that, is there a newfound pressure for you to feel validated by your fans and critics? Or how do you look at it?
What can you do? I don't know how can you, I mean, you choose a film and you make that film the best that it can be. That's it. What more can you do? You can't apply any other, let's change this to please somebody else. Then you're not being honest. The integrity of the film is at risk. So, I mean, you just got to do the best work that you can do, man. The rest is not important. Choose a film, make it the best film that it can be, you know. So, it really depends on your choice. Now, which mountain do you want to climb? You know, whatever mountain you've planned to climb that and conquer that. ऐसा नहीं कि halfway चढ़ के बोले अरे नहीं यार, let's go that mountain. People like that one more. You climb the one that you've chosen to climb and conquer it.
Hi Hrithik sir, Pushkar sir, Gayathri ma'am. You have talked about how you're creating a film instead of recreating one, but with a remake, comparisons are bound to happen. For the makers, you'll be compared to like your original film, and Hrithik will be compared to say Vijay sir's performance in the original one. So are you guys nervous about those comparisons?
Actually, not at all. Not at all. I mean, yes, there will be comparisons all over social media, and a bunch of people who have seen both versions will have, I like this or I like that more. But this is the film which we set out to make, and we have made it in a certain way. So in that way, I don't think those comparisons are going to affect us personally.
Yeah, and you know, like, I don't know, like, of late everything is like polarizing. Either you're this or that. So you can actually enjoy both. I mean, that's where we come from, and we are very proud of, immensely proud of what we've done. So, yeah. Like
for me, it's that's not been my aim. My aim it's not a thought in my head that I'm trying to do something with. I have just taken a part and done it like how I would do it. And that's, I think, what I did when when we were doing Agnipath, and everybody was also worried about, the comparisons and why are you even doing that. But yeah, I liked something and I did it and I gave it all of me. And then whatever is okay. Yeah.
Hi Hrithik, hi Pushkar, Gayathri. I saw the trailer, it's terrific. It's one of the most energetic trailers I saw this year. My question is that there was this theme of encounters in the trailer. I want to know from you guys, what is, when it comes to encounters and stuff, like, do you think it's a form of justice?
I think you
And
should see
what
the
is
film.
it?
That's what the film talks about. Please do see it. We'll talk about it as soon as you've seen the movie. Then we can have an actual exchange. We don't want to reveal stuff. We'll have this conversation post-release.
The cultural DNA and the ethos of it, the backdrop of the story, where the backdrop itself can become a huge character. And given the trailer of this film, it seems that the backdrop, the cities, the ethos of Kanpur as well as Lucknow, coming across as a solid character. So for a Bombay boy to relate to that and get the pulse of the character right, as well as for the makers who are predominantly from South and have made Southern films, what does it take to know the element to get the cultural DNA right? The Tamiz, the Tehzeeb, as well as, given your character, Hrithik, the badass character, the Badtamizi of it.
I think the common factor is we are all human beings. It's a human story. So that's the identification for me.
And Manoj Muntashir, who's written the dialogues, so it was painstakingly written to capture the language. And Hrithik and Saif spent a lot of time in getting that right. As he said before, it's not only about speaking the words right, but beyond that, there is that character which you're playing, there's that beat which you have to play, and all these things will need to happen at the same time. So that takes a lot of effort. But for us, rooting the story is important into how the film gets structured. So once you know how the place, the people, the colors, I mean, for us, even the quality of light, like our DOP, we took him actually too many times to Lucknow. And the key was we are going to light it like Lucknow. So wherever we are shooting it, because certain things you have to shoot it inside a set, and interiors you would shoot inside a set. But he was studying the quality of light over there and trying to recreate that in everything we did. So there are these, then we took our production designer over there who went ballistic, taking pictures of every grill, every balcony, every dilapidated wall over there, and trying to recreate that in another place. So
and we hung out in Lucknow for quite some time, I mean, just to get the feel of the place. I mean, so since we are not from this part, like, it is very, I mean, we like to root the story. That is very important for us. And because we are not from here, we wanted to get it absolutely right. So we had a couple of dialect coaches, and we just made sure everything kind of felt very real and like rooted.
Hi Hrithik sir, hi Pushkar sir, hi Gayathri ma'am. This is Siddharth from Mirchi Plus.
Hi.
So my question is to you Hrithik sir. This is regarding your look. So like, is this purposely chosen for the character that you are playing, and how much do you think is your look contributing to the character, and how much did it help you to step into the shoes of Veda?
Oh, the look is
look.
very important to me as an actor. That's where it starts from. Once I feel the identification with the state of the human, the grain, the DNA, once I know that I can reach that, then it's about manifesting that on the exterior. So then I as an actor, I don't know why, but I always start with my hair. My hair, yeah. I always start with my hair. So I get the hair right first. So I got the hair and the beard right first, I think, for this one. And then after hair, I find the walk. I don't know if that is makes any sense, but yeah, I find the way the stance will be physically, and then yeah, from goes on from there. So, but for me, the look is very, very important, because I think as a person myself, I'm not the kind of person that walks into a room with a certain persona. Like you have other actors who are big stars who, when they enter a room, they enter like stars. I could walk inside and just be there and no one would even know. So I need to, find that, start from zero. I always start from zero, and I'm very conscious that I need other things, other crutches, to hold that much power in the character. So the look for me is extremely, extremely important. The look and the language and the meter. How is he going to talk? What's the pace? And then to be consistent with that, too much work.
Hello Hrithik sir, hello Pushkar sir, hello Gayathri ma'am. I am Akshay from INS Newswire. My question is to all three of you. India has a huge human capital, and culturally we are a very rich country. There are billions of stories, billions of people, and of course billions of characters. As a creator, as a film artist, how does it feel to work in this landscape where you have folklores or folk tales at every 10 miles or 20 miles, helping you as creators and as an actor also?
So as is, I guess you know, the seed idea for this is based on Vikramaadityam and Betal. So the Betal tells 25 stories in the original book. And for us, what excited us was that these were all stories of moral ambiguity. And if you see India as a culture, we have this tradition of telling stories which are not clearly good and bad, which are not clearly right and wrong. One of the very few cultures in the world which doesn't polarize in terms of this is good, this is bad. Take all our mythology. It is never clear. There is no clear demarcation between all these people are good, all these people are bad. So that was the thing which we were trying to tap into when we took the idea of Vikramaditya and Betal. So that kind of defined what the film was also about. So that's where we are coming from. We love, so we did a series called Sural, which is on Amazon. So in that also we kind of deal with this, the grayness of morality, which surprisingly is very Indian. I mean, it is not a Western concept at all. It's a very, very Indian way of looking at life. So whatever we are writing further also kind of rests on these things which we have forgotten, the base philosophies which we have not explored much. We are not looking at the big stories, but we are looking at these smaller mythologies, these smaller stories which have an insight into human condition which unfortunately we have been blind to see all these years. So hopefully more stories will start coming from that kinds.
I hope so too. It's very inspiring to take something like a story that we all know and we've heard as kids, to take that as the backdrop and create this entire story and use that as a device to merge the two and to tell a story is just so sharp, man. It's so intelligent. And we have so many of these stories. We have from our mythology to our folklores, and we have so many stories. I think we should re-look at all of them. There's so much there, so much fodder.
Hi, Hrithik sir, my question is to you. Box office, critical acclaim or audience reaction, how do you measure the success of your film?
Box office, critical acclaim or audience reaction. And nothing is greater than the reaction of the audience. Yeah, so I would choose that one.
Hi Hrithik, this is Harshada Vedpathak here from Screen Graphia. I got two questions for you. One is that कि मुझे याद है कहो ना प्यार है कि सक्सेस के बाद में मैंने आपका इंटरव्यू किया था. वहाँ से लेकर आई सी यू, मतलब वहाँ से लेकर आई सी यू यू एज एन इवॉल्व एज एन ह्यूमन बीइंग प्लस एज एन एक्टर. सो हाउ डू यू सी दोज?
I'm so glad.
Like just a statement I made, but you know better yourself. तो मतलब वहाँ से अभी पीछे देखते तो किस तरह अपने आप को एज एन ह्यूमन देखते हो, और प्लस आपका एज एन एक्टर जो है वो किस तरह से आप अपना सफ़र को देखते, पीछे की तरफ देखते, तो दैट्स वन क्वेश्चन.
No, I just see myself being, full of gratitude that I got this chance. I feel a little proud of myself that I did not waste the chance that God gave me. I did my very, very best at every opportunity, whether it was a success or a failure. So I'm proud of myself that I took all my demons on, and I did my very, very best, and that is what I will continue to do.
माई सेकेंड क्वेश्चन इज़ दैट कि मतलब स्टार्टिंग में लव स्टोरीज, बाद में एक्शन, और अभी आप कल्ट फिल्में कर रहे हैं, तो ये जो फेज़ है एज वर्ल्ड सिनेमा भी चेंज हो रहा है, तो ये जो आपका फेज़ है मतलब फिल्म चुनने का, कैरेक्टर प्ले करने का, मतलब कोई सोच है इसके पीछे कि आता है आपके, जब कोई आपको अप्रोच करता है तो देन यू टेक अ टाइम, यू रिजेक्ट, देन यू कम बैक, ऐसे कुछ होता है आपका प्रोसेस?
No, actually I only do the films that I can't say no to. So if I read something, there's no way I can say no. I do that film. Very simple.